anyone hasn't signed up for this yet, to come up to him and pretty much he'll tell us what to do. And I went up to him and was like, hey, I totally forgot it was already coming up. I need to sign up. And he was like, oh yeah, I already got you speaking for next Wednesday. I'm like, all right. So I kind of pushed off. I didn't really know what I was going to talk about until yesterday. My parents were at Connect groups, and so I was just chilling in the living room on the couch, and I was like, yo, like, what am I going to talk about? And I was just looking through my journal, which I got the summer before high school, and something just stuck with me, and it's trusting God. And it's something that I've had to put into practice every single day of my life, ever since, 8th grade, really. I'm just going to read 3 verses first. Proverbs 3:5. It says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Philippians 4:6. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. I'm going to come back to that verse in a second. And Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Just kind of want to go back for a second. I don't really know if it has anything to do with what I'm saying, but Philippians 4:6 at the end it says, thank Him for all He has done. I think we kind of skim over that and we miss something. Not only is it talking about past tense, what He's done for us, but what He's done for us because it's already written in our future. Our future's already written. So I just want to kind of tell you guys some examples of those 3 verses that I've had to put to practice in my life. The summer before 8th grade, I moved to Florida with my mom, my dad, and my sister. I left behind my brother, who's my best friend, and my grandparents. So that was crazy. So I had to trust in Him pretty much that honestly, the biggest thing was that God has my brother, He has my brother, and He has me. That everything is going to work out and it's going to be fine. And honestly, that's still putting into practice today because my brother's still going through stuff, and I just know that God's got him. And that you just got to trust in God that that'll be okay. Switching churches, the first year I moved to Florida, we found a church in Clearwater, and we were there, and I got super close with my youth pastor. I had a really close couple friends from conferences and stuff. And we actually came here because John Bevere was speaking on a Sunday. And ever since then, my parents were like, oh, we like this church, we want to stay, we want to switch. And I was like, I don't know about that, because I was already really close, I was comfortable with where I'm at. But that was just another situation. I just had to trust in God that everything would work out, and I've had the greatest friends I've ever had in my life here, and the greatest leaders I've ever had in my life. Next thing was quitting football. Ever since first grade, I played football. It's in my family. I just grew up around Notre Dame, so football was everywhere you looked. And I played till 9th grade, and my freshman year, it came to a close. We played our spring game for getting us prepared for the next season, really. And I was just like, I just don't want to do this anymore, and I didn't know why. I just had something in me. And it turned out, I didn't really know what the reason was, but I was like, I'm done with football after 8 years of playing every single day. And it ended up being, I've had more time to do things like spend time with God and grow my relationship with God. So it worked out in the long run. And then also, kind of what I corrected Joel on is I'm not 18 and I'm not a senior, I'm a junior. So moving down here, Indiana's education system's ahead of Florida, believe it or not. And so I needed to take high school classes when I moved down here in 8th grade. And so I was already ahead of it or whatever. But sophomore year, I did online school. I switched to online school, and I didn't finish any of my classes in the first semester, except one was PE or something. I don't know. And so I was behind on all my credits, and I ended up being able to get them back, and I'm graduating early. So that was just kind of trusting that I can that's kind of close with this couple points. 3 things you need to stop putting into action. 3 things you need to start putting into action. You need to stop putting all your trust in a man, your friends, your family, because at the end of the day, they're human, they're going to fail you. Stop putting your hope in man. And stop putting your life in man stands, meaning the culture around you. Stop putting your life into the culture around you, letting it shape you. You need to start putting your trust in God, your hope in God, and just your life in God's hands, and know that He'll take control and that He'll lead you to His plans that He has for you, and it'll be ultimately better than anywhere you could go.